how are you? 'Tis Tuesday, Kate.
Yep.
And we can tell it is a week. After yesterday's exploration of redbreast, we thought today we'd look at some of the Japanese ones and some of the weird and wonderful ones starting to creep into our auctions. I mean, again, you know, the Irish whiskey auctions, people always sort of say, do you only sell Irish whiskey? And then we said, no, we sell Irish whiskey and other world spirits. And it's starting to grow, and we're getting weirder and wonderfuler bottles coming in. Japanese are really starting to grow, and they kick on every month. And we get these special releases that, again, I know myself that some of them even come from Japan, from people who have travelled or worked on that and brought the bottles back. And get really oddities and stuff like that. Some of them are really lovely presentations. But we'll start on the top row with the Yamazaki. So Yamazaki is one of the big age statement whiskies for the Japanese market. Again, coming from Suntory. There's two huge, there's Nikka and Suntory, the two sort of massive conglomerates in Japan who produce the whiskey. Although it says Suntory, Suntory would have a few different distilleries, and it's the same with the Nikka that have a few different distilleries as well. And we'll get to them down now in a second. But the Yamazaki, so there's the 18-year-old. The age statement stuff is, again, always in great demand from Japan. The only difference is, I mean, people are a bit distrustful of some of the age statements because Japan hasn't had the greatest record of having rules and regulations for what was Japanese whiskey or what was aged whiskey and all that. So people can be a wee bit questionable about the age statements and that. But look, they still on the secondary market demand a premium, the age statements, above the non-age statement stuff as well. This is a Nikka whiskey sitting beside it in a gorgeous decanter.
That's fab.
The one thing about the Japanese, again, they've been really, really good at the different shaped presentations, the different bottles, the decanters and all of that sort of stuff. Even the coloured glass that they do as well. That's a lovely little round decanter from Nikka. It's the same, the Hibiki one. We didn't pull any of the Hibikis. I mean, people know about the Hibikis. But the multifaceted face of the Hibiki, and that's a gorgeous one too. That's a 17-year-old Nikka. I think it's called Tsuru, which is again to do with one of the founders of Japanese whiskey. I can't remember because my head's gone. Akashi Red. This is a mad one, and we see lots like this. This is a Akashi Red. It's a malt and grain blend. There's no definition of where it's from. My Japanese isn't great, Katie.
No,
I can pick out a 9 and a 1 and a 9, and I don't even know what the 919 would be in reference to. I've no idea.
Me either.
Squiggly marks, squiggly marks, squiggly marks. Yeah, no, I haven't a clue. There's a 2-0 on that.
You're gonna have to brush up on
that. You've seen that, obviously.
Yeah, it's
the
cool.
the Google thing that you can get, and you can hold it over the label, and it'll do translations. Now, sometimes, like I think it has Tourette's because the words it throws out are nothing to do with what you'd expect it to do.
But you get the general gist.
You get the general gist of it, of course. The reason why I was sort of commenting on that is just the sort of not the cheapness of it, but again, it's just a bottle, screw cap top. It's just
it's like the
regular
Nikka from the barrel.
Nikka from the barrel as well, and Nikka from the barrel's a cracking wee whiskey.
It's a bugger to get out of the bottle but into a glass without spilling it over yourself.
Okay.
Because
drink it from the bottle.
Well, I suppose there is that.
Don't drink responsibly. That's the word.
No, actually, do drink responsibly.
Oh yeah, do drink responsibly. Don't drink it naked out of a bottle.
There you go.
Here's an old presentation, Suntory Gold. Again, lovely with the two glasses in that as well. 720 ml. It's an odd size. Again, God knows what I think rules and regulations are few and far between. A special blend of selected malt whiskies, pot distilled.
Go figure.
Fully matured in sherry cask, old vatted and fine flavour. Ha 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 ha. There we go.
And matured in the Vale of Yamazaki near Kyoto, Japan.
Yes, in the Vale of Yamazaki. That's just outside Glamorgan, the Vale of Glamorgan in northwest Wales. That's what it is.
Bottom shelf.
Ta-da, bottom shelf. These are sets, isn't that what you said to me? These are in as sets. So you've the Taketsuru, the two Nikka Taketsurus, you've the 17-year-old age statement and the 21-year-old age statement. Gorgeous presentations. The 21-year-old on its own wee plinth and with the bottle and the wooden box and all that. Really, really nice. And the 17-year-old as a set, good one to have. Really good one to have. This again is Nika. So this is the Maya Kikiyogyo and the Yuichi. Yuichi. He said something like a Pokemon. Oh, Yuichi-san. This, yeah, you told me. Don't do accents or be anything inappropriate. Isn't that what you told me?
Good job the camera wasn't on
you don't do anything inappropriate. Yes. These were the 2017 releases. A lot of these ones have been really hard to find because a lot of them were distillery exclusives.
Yes.
So they were put out through the distilleries themselves and guys in travelling. Here's odd ones. I still haven't quite worked out what they are.
Me either.
I don't know whether they're...
From the Expo in 97?
Yeah, in 1970. No, but it's the fact of... Is this the cup that you drink it out of? Or what? I mean, and the plastic, and it looks like there's a little glass insert inside with a wee foamy base on it. We obviously can't open them because it's got the seals on them, the tabs on them. In commemoration of Expo 1970. And they look like something outside of the night. I'd say they were 1970s and that one's got a full plasticky thing on it. This one's just got the pull tab for the seal around the outside of it.
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
They're lovely, but they're cool wee things. Suntory whiskey, very rare, old. Again, you can imagine their grasp of English. They sort of grab what words are to do with whiskey. Very rare and old. That's what we'll put it on the front of it. Ta-da! Not that I was judging anybody into Japanese, all that sort of stuff. Jumping from the Japanese, I'll come back up on top. Here is a son of Aaron. I think it's the only way to describe Piotr.
Have you ever heard a Polish man that's got a cross between
a Wexford
accent and a
Polish accent? That is Piotr. He lived here for some years. He was well known to a lot of the whiskey community down in Wexford. Potstill Will, he was a good friend of Potstill Will's.
And he absolutely loves Irish whiskey.
Johnny Barron.
He brought it to Poland.
Yeah. So he has gone back to Poland, followed his dream. He's a chef, I think. He was a chef by trade. But he's gone back to Poland, followed his dream, gone back to build a distillery over there. And, I mean, now, maybe somebody should have explained some of the Irishness. I mean, a leprechaun and a shamrock on the front of it, perhaps a bridge too far.
No, it might not sell in Ireland.
So all he's short of saying, "Be God and be Gara, we sell the whiskey."
I know.
Soft day, thank God, it's a great day for drinking whiskey.
It's a great day for drying. Listen, it works outside of Ireland.
It probably,
it does.
Let's go with that. But what he's done is, he's trying to pay something back for a site here in Ireland. He has given us one for charity.
Yes.
And so that's one of his first releases. This is a Silesian lowland, so that's obviously where he lives, up there in the thing. Single malt whiskey and finished in a Lefroig cask. 5-year-old. He has been working hard on this project. We've been working on it a few years. And I'm delighted to see it in a bottle now. Nice presentation. I know he is trying to do an Irishy style one as well. And good on him. Good on him. And I think if we can back him and support him, we absolutely will. Because that's a guy that came over, worked hard in Ireland, earned a few quid, and has gone back to Poland. And hopefully will bring his love of Aaron, his skill set and all that back. And will be over and back to us as well. Yorkshire single malt whiskey. So it has drifted south of the border from Scotland. Obviously somebody went on a tour one day up to Scotland and said, "Here, there's loads of them distilleries up there. I reckon I can do it here." Filey Bay has done one, Yorkshire single malt, and that's their flagship. And again, they have diagrams on how to make the stuff.
Happy days.
And there you go. Look at the barley and then the thing and the other yolks and the huffy things, and then they put it in that with the cooker and the things and the swirly things, and then they put it in a barrel and then leave it in 3 different size barrels, and then they have a big pipe that comes out of the barrel into the bottle, and there you go.
Ta-da!
Ta-da.
God, you're on a roll today.
That's how you make whiskey. I'm telling you, I should be going up there telling John Teeling, "John, you're doing it all wrong all these years. It's the swirly things and the tingle dangles like that and the hoofle dangers and all that, and that's how you make whiskey. None of this old technical stuff. Let's not be doing that. Speaking of influences, there's a man that lived in Ireland and went to Poland to make whiskey. Here's a man from Australia, Peter Bignell, and has influenced one of our own sons, Brendan Carty. So Belgrove Distillery is in Tasmania. Not allowed to do accents. Belgrove Distillery is in Tasmania, and Peter Bignell is still alive. He's not dead, so he is an influence and has been an influence on our own Brendan Carty. From Cologne fame. And these are two different rye whiskies that they've done, 100% rye, and they are obviously finished in two different barrels because they are totally different.
In the back.
There you are. This one is aged in an ex-hardwood cask, any port in a stone.
Don't carry on. Keep going. No. Keep them in.
That one's a Pinot cask. Batch 4. The majority of this rye whiskey was aged in Tasmanian Pinot Noir casks. So Pinot Noir, a famous grape variety, and produces a cracking wine. I do like a bit of Pinot Noir myself.
You do.
But Peter Bignell has done that. So again, fair dues to Peter Bignell, and he has created a monster in
And they
Cologne.
came all the way over from Tasmania.
They did come all the way over from Tasmania. Correct and right, Kitty. This one's a weird one. Crenroyal rose to huge fame because a certain person said it was the world's best whiskey in one of the books that they wrote that they're not allowed to write anymore because they go around offending people. I don't know what that's about. Everybody sort of was losing their proverbials over it. It's a rye whiskey. It's not bad. Not great, but it's not bad. But they do have some lovely presentations, the purpley bag thing and all that stuff. It's lovely.
Coloured bags.
Yeah. This is a Spanish whiskey.
I didn't see
8-year-old DYC, produced in Espanol. I don't know how they're making it. Obviously, they're not making it out of grapes. And it's written in
Spanish. And you don't speak Spanish either.
8 years, 8 años en barricas de roble americano. See? So 8 years in barrels of American oak. Go on, Anto. And then we have an Italian.
Thank God for Google.
No, I didn't. I knew that. I can work it out. I'm up there for dancing. That is Puni. They're testing me today with these words and names.
Yes, they are.
That is Nero. It's an Italian malt whiskey. So again, just shows. I mean, we've got Swedish, Danish, Italian, Spanish, Polish. It's everywhere now.
Yeah.
Whiskey has become a worldwide thing. I'd love to know, if anybody knows, please tell us, is there any countries that don't have a whiskey?
Because Bratislava have a whiskey.
Bratislava.
It's seven times distilled stuff.
It is 7 times, which you might as well just put water in the bottle and say it's grand, it's alcohol. You get a letter into it.
Nestville, that's the name. Yeah, 7 times distilled. I'm just saying.
It's a marketing gobshite. Anyhow, has North Korea got a whiskey?
Oh, Jesus.
Kim Jong-un, if you're watching,
No.
Kim Jong-un, just asking the man if has he got a whiskey and he could send us some. And a t-shirt. If you've got a t-shirt, send us a t-shirt. Probably more chance of getting one out of North Korea than Teelings. Hey! On fire today.
Sorry, I can't put that back in his mouth.
Kim Jong-un. Nicer than Stephen Teeling. But no, I didn't say that. So that's it. That's today's ones. I better drop this because I just keep digging and digging.
Somebody buy me a big shovel.
Be back tomorrow with some oddities, and
we don't know what it'll be tomorrow, but we'll be here tomorrow.
I'll probably be arrested at that stage. The secret police will be down knocking on the door saying, "What do you know about North Korea?"
Okay, bye.
Bye.